Okay, so, hello, I'm back, and it's been probably maybe almost 3 weeks since I've made a video, and I've just been really busy. I've actually been renovating my place and processing and integrating and kind of transforming a lot of different things. So I just kind of felt like I didn't have time to hold space for a video, which maybe isn't true, but it just wasn't the right thing at the moment. But I've been feeling like doing one, so I'm gonna sit here and do one, even though I'm really tired, and even though I think from taking a break I'm a little nervous to get back on and like start talking about things or whatever again. And I don't really have an agenda on what to say at this point. Other than, I guess I can talk about my place and talk about that process. For a long time there had been a lot of things that just really needed to be worked on and fixed, and I never got around to doing it, and what I did was instead use different creative methods to kind of cover up the problem and not really fix the problem. And so I feel like starting this process was really difficult. And then my cat's just walking around being a kitty. I mean, starting the process is really difficult, very necessary, but also something that was extremely really hard for me. It brought up so many different emotions, so much anger and frustration and helplessness and like just like, overwhelming, like really hard feelings to handle, and it was a big process. It took a huge step for me inwardly and outwardly to just take the initiative and to start doing it, even though, for a lot of the time I was alone, or I was scared that I wasn't going to have any help, and there's part of me that's like, I can really do it and I can really get all this stuff done, and there's this other part of me that's just like, why is nobody helping me? Like, why am I not getting people to help me? And like, why won't they help me? Or nobody has time to help me? Or it's just like, and once I let go of that and I really actually started channeling my own anger into the project, not like in a negative way, but like channeling into like energy that was to kind of bringing the forcing drive of like motivation and like accomplishing it and finishing it, and not just being half there for the project, but really like focusing and like making it happen. And as I did that, I actually gradually, at the perfect moments, got exactly the help that I needed, and things are almost finished. There's still some final touching ups and such to do, but it's just turned everything around, and it's turned my space around, which was really important, but it's also started turning around these patternings of hiding and creatively covering and not really approaching and healing a situation. And that's a big thing. It's really can become easy to just try and hide things and not try to actually deal with them. It's great though. It's been a big healing. And it's good, It's good. Because when you're busy covering things up through your life and trying to make them something else aside from what they are is always going to be underneath. And it's just, even though you're bearing it and you're covering it, it's still going to be there. It's like a lingering, like a heaviness, like a burden, like almost a weight that limits you, limits specific expansion, and limits like a change that actually needs to occur. To let my cat out. And really, you know, we don't need to do that. It wastes a lot. It wastes a lot of energy. It actually, I feel like instead of using my creativity to really work on like an artistic interest or creatively manifest something like positive and transformational and good into my life, I was instead using that creative energy just to stay stagnant and stay the same and like keep holding on to things that really weren't serving me because I didn't know how to let go or how to change that pattern, how to shift it a little bit. You know, I just felt like the only thing I had the strength to do, or the only thing I was supposed to or allowed to do for some reason, some limiting belief, was to just sort of make it better. Create a mirage or like a mask, you know? It was putting on another sort of mask for me in my life. That was, you know, even if it's such a good mask that no one can see it the way you see it, you feel it, you know it's there. And that creates another whirlwind of like a negative energy, a negative feeling. Not a productive, not a creating and inspiring sort of energy, but one that has the potential but wasn't using the potential. One that could bring beauty but was only a partial beauty. It wasn't the full beauty, it wasn't the full expression, it wasn't the full truth, it wasn't the full anything that it could have been. So the insight with that is, and me fixing up the space, creating a better space to be in, is just a symbol, really. It's a symbol to a greater transformation, a greater fixing up that has occurred in my life. And for anyone, in any situation, that can mean all sorts of things. It could be anything, really. You know, it doesn't have to be the space you live in. It doesn't have to be a material thing at all. It could be an emotional habit or a relationship or a patterning or something that you're doing that's only kind of a partial of what you know you should be doing, or what you know and you feel is right for you, is your truth, is you. And generally speaking, like, it's natural to have a lot of opposition towards not going there, not going to that place, not getting it done, or changing it, even though it's like always there. And there's this residual something about it, you know? That's what you've got to do. You've got to do the thing that's really difficult. The thing that you feel like you can't do, that's too big for you, that's too scary, too much, too hard to change, that somehow you're karmically stuck with, or somehow like it's your burden to bear, it's your weight to hold, pull, and carry through your life. It's not true. You gotta go for it, and you know, like, I said something about this, the universe supports that effort, it supports that, because you're bringing a new sort of momentum, and you have that force, you have that power. We all have that power to bring that shift, to bring the shift we desire in our life. And even if it's not necessarily immediately apparent, even if it feels like, you know, one thing after another, that's the process. It's not just going to be magically, instantly easy, just because you change something, and that's the truth. You know, everything doesn't change, but there are shifts. Small shifts, big shifts. Some are more apparent than others. some bring a multitude of shifts with them. You know, you never know, but once you get that momentum going, once you form the intent, and once you have that drive, even if it's a subtle drive, something clicks, something moves, and I think it's irreversible. So yeah, whatever it is, and you know whatever it is, it's in there, it's in you. Even if you don't want to see it, it's there. Whatever it is, do what you gotta do, and you know, be gentle about it. Be patient with yourself, but trust it. Really, stop putting things off or avoiding them. Those things just get louder and louder and louder until you do something about it. And you can. You really can. And once you do, you don't know where it can take you. It can take you to so many places. That doesn't mean all places are good or bad. What is good or bad, you know? It'll take you somewhere else. It'll move you. It'll bring that flow into you. You'll be moving with life, ebbing and flowing. And that's what we all need. That's what's really important. Just to keep moving, keep flowing, and you know, don't play a martyr. I've been playing a martyr forever. Don't play that. Don't feel like a victim to your situation. We have an unlimited amount of energy to manifest and to change and to create what we wish to create. Imagine if we individually start waking up to that on a heart level, on a level of love, a level of humility and compassion. If we all start waking up to that, and not for, you know, not for selfish reasons, but for self-interest. Sure, yes, definitely, because it benefits yourself, but also bringing that change into you benefits others through the grid, through positive influence, all of that. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.